In the Yukon, you may want to be extra careful where you eat. The CBC has found that the majority of restaurants haven't passed health inspections. The CBC's Caitrin Pilkington has been digging into this issue. She joins me now from Whitehorse with more. So, Caitrin, how pervasive is this issue? What did you find?
Well, publicly available health records collected by the Yukon's Health and Social Services found that out of 417 establishments, a full 74% aren't in compliance with the requirements. We found issues like failing to use clean drinking water and not properly cleaning areas where food is prepared. So out of 417 restaurants, we found 308 infractions, 102 of those critical, 109 compliant. So if you catch that, that's almost a third of these infractions are critical.
Okay, in this context, what does critical versus non-critical mean?
That's a great question. And so Yukon legislation doesn't actually differentiate sort of conclusively between those two terms, but in other jurisdictions, health inspectors use those two words to describe things like critical will pose a real health hazard. There's a real potential for getting sick, whereas non-critical is something that is less likely to lead to a health hazard, but is still something to be concerned about. So a concrete example might be not providing soap. If a restaurant doesn't provide soap to their employees at a hand washing station, that would be non-critical. A critical example might look like not properly cooking meat or finding evidence of pests on the premises.
And what did restaurant owners have to say about this, Caitrin?
Yeah, well, I spoke to a couple of restaurants who did pass their inspections. We didn't want to single out anyone who didn't pass to try to figure out what's going on, if these rules are overly stringent or hard to follow. And, because if most restaurants are failing to meet these legislative requirements, clearly there is a pervasive systemic issue. And what we heard is that the standards are, pretty standard. Many were surprised to learn this is such a big issue here. But one thing that we did hear is that for a lot of folks, it was difficult to actually learn what they were going to be graded on when health inspectors came in. And, one reason why that might be is that unlike other provinces and territories, the Yukon doesn't actually require food handler certification. So often restaurant owners are a bit in the dark on what they're going to be asked to look at. And folks in the industry here say the department should offer more support to help restaurant owners and kitchen staff understand how to meet these requirements.
Okay, thanks for looking into this, Caitrin.
Thanks, Megan.